Hey, it's Chris Gately, Gately Properties, your friendly real estate business, and I just downloaded and read through the entire California Association of REALTORS economic report, so you don't have to. So we're going to take a look at some of the highlights and talk about it, and I'm going to leave with a little Q&A at the end. So let's just jump into it. So this is the California Housing Market Update monthly statistics and prices for 2020. Yes, but specifically, I've just narrowed it down to Southern California and what I want to talk about. So California housing market set some new records. We are seeing the lowest supply in years. Existing home sales year to date are down. However, prices are up. As you can see, the average price in the state of California is now at a new record of all time at $706,900. Let's just call that $707,000. Median days on market is now down to a whopping 13 days, and you're pretty much going to pay ask. So you're going to be paying what the list price is, up from last year. Because last year you actually might have gotten a deal. And we're going to go into why. So specifically Southern California, we're seeing existing home sales are up year to year. However, year to date, they're down. And that has to do with the next slide. So the existing house price in Southern California is $640,000, up a whopping 12.9%. That's 13%. We're just going to round it up. 13% increase in your home price from last year. So if you're thinking about sitting on the sidelines and thinking about waiting to see if the prices go down, you might have to wait a little while. We are seeing record buyers out there right now with the interest rates being the way they are, and it's not looking like we're going to see too much more inventory come on the market, especially as we go into the holidays. So prices will probably tick back up a little bit high. Interesting note here, though. Right here. Yep. Right there. Pending homes slowed and dipped for the first time in 4 months. So we saw going into the spring, it was a little slower than usual, right, on pendings. This is how, so pending is when a home has gone under contract, but not closed sale yet. So it was dipping a little bit, and then, you know, coronavirus happened, lockdown happened, so it really dipped. But then we saw it really come back, and so now it's starting to slow again. So we're getting back to where we were, but not really. And it all has to do with how much supply we have. We just don't have enough homes. The median price has hit an all-time high in actually in all of California, as I said earlier. $707,000. I'm rounding up. $707,000 year to year increase of 14.5%. 6.1% month to month. So that's crazy high. But I know what you're thinking, right? Since I mean, this is where we were here in the peaks before. We are now above that peak. So if you buy here in 2009, you are sitting on a small fortune of equity, and hopefully you're using it well. If not, talk to us. The condos and townhomes are seeing the largest increase in years. They now finally passed the average price of $506,000 for the condo townhome median price, not average, big difference. Last year, $468,000. This year, $506,000. Prices continuing to go up, right? So especially at the top end, that's where you're seeing the highest price gains. And as a consequence, even though we've had lower interest rates, mortgage payments for the first time are up since February. So in March, when the pandemic happened, we saw interest rates tumble, and they tumbled fast. So those people who got in and were able to buy at the lower price range, at the lower rate, were the biggest winners there. Those buying now, yes, your mortgage rate is less, but you're also paying 14 to 15% higher on a house than you probably would have this time last year. Actually, well, month to month, we saw 6.5%, right? So you're paying more. And that means you're also paying less down payment, but we'll get to that in a second. So here, the California Association of Realtors has said that the mortgage payment has gone roughly from $2,200 to $2,300 in 1 year. So it's costing about $100, $120 more this year than it did last year to buy a house and to own a house per month. And I mean, it all comes down to this right here: inventory down and fewer listings being added. So people are still being concerned about showing their homes in this COVID market. And there are things that, like, my company will do to help mitigate that. If you are listing with us, one of the things that my company is doing is we are doing virtual tours. We are using state-of-the-art technology called Matterport, which lets us take a dollhouse picture of your property and lets somebody tour your home whenever they want from the comfort of their house and safety of their house, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If they actually want to come and see your house in person, then we have to make sure that they are prepared to make an offer right then and there. We don't want people coming through your house that are not pre-approved for a loan or do not have the funds to close. So, and that is something that we discuss with all our sellers to try to keep them safe and limit how many people come through their home that aren't likely to make an offer. Active listings have tightened. Shock, right? So you can see, we're going to start last year. We're going to see in August, in 2018, they went down, right? Down, 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 down. And then it's still there. Okay, so then we come to 19. And we're coming down, down, down. And we ended up with a little bit more, right? Just a slight bump. How much? How much? And then we're in 2020 and we are down, down, down. Slide up, and then in April, we fall down. So that's the active listings month by month in the California Association of Realtors, entire state of California. That number, if you're looking, it is somewhere just above 30,000 for the entire state of California. That's low. What's lower is specifically Southern California. So in 2019, we had this many homes in August available for sale. We had 27,577 homes available for sale in the Southern California area. By the way, that's like about Ventura down to the border of Mexico. So that includes Los Angeles, it includes San Diego, it includes the Inland Empire. This year, for August, we have 13,000 total. I know when I did a video earlier, we had 908 for the entire San Fernando Valley. It was about 908 homes. I might be off a little bit by numbers, but it was around 900. 900 homes for all of the buyers that are currently out. Time on market's down. Why? Because we are seeing fewer homes, more buyers. That is going to make the price go up, right? Average days on market this time last year, 23 days. Actually, that was August. So September, we're going to see different numbers, and we'll get that probably in October, just only because they have to compile the data. 13 days on market. I would tell my sellers that if we don't see an offer in 2 weeks, we need to adjust the price. We need to do something, because 13 days is the average day on market for the entire state of California. They polled buyers and sellers, and they said, is it a good time to buy a house in California? This is actually a Google consumer poll. 34% said yes, it is a great time to buy a house. And that was in this month, September. It's up, by the way. That's an upward trend. Is it a good time to buy? Now, shock. Do you think it's a good time to sell in California? It was pretty good. I mean, it was higher than it is right now, but it dropped in March, right? No, it's not a good time to sell. But slowly, September, 58% think it's a good time to sell. Final thoughts. If you were a buyer, I would have your ducks in a row if you plan on going to buy. I would have your pre-approval letter ready. I would have a second possible pre-approval letter ready, because we are seeing some banks get finicky, especially at close of escrow. In COVID times, they're worried about employment. So possibly have another bank ready just in case. And your agent can assist you with that. I would also be prepared for offering pretty much list price. I mean, you might be able to get a deal here and there, but you're probably looking at list price unless they are completely unreasonable with their original list price, right? So your agent should be able to help determine the correct pricing for that property. Know ahead of time, though, everyone is slammed because of all the business and all the buyers and all the refinances. So appraisers are taking time to get the appraisal back, and they are not being very lenient with the appraisals. So if you're planning on offering more and then asking for less when you get an appraisal that comes in low, I wouldn't expect a seller necessarily to take that. And I don't know if you would be willing to wait longer, or a seller would be willing to wait longer to get a second appraisal or to challenge that appraisal. So that's my 2 cents for buyers. For sellers, my 2 cents is, if you haven't decided to go on the market, why? Now is a great time. Now is absolutely the best time to sell your home, especially if you're thinking about moving out of state. If you're thinking about relocating, I don't know why you'd wait. This is an opportune time. You probably won't get another shot like this for a while. We are continuing to see tighter inventory, but that can't last forever. As more sellers become savvy to this, there will be more homes on the market, which means more competition, which means lower prices. So, if you're thinking of selling, please contact us. Shameless plug. But contact any agent, honestly. Talk to the agent that you know, that you trust. I want to know what you think. And let's talk. Let's be civil. But let's put your comments down in the comments down below, and I want to hear what you think 2020 holds, and if you are thinking about buying or selling in 2020 or maybe even 2021. So, and with that, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.